Question, Randy.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, my question is to the Minister of Infrastructure. Minister, your sheer incompetence running the government portfolio is having deep consequences for the people of Ontario. You've wasted over $400 million on a building that was supposed to be dedicated to medical research. Instead, you've invested that money into a comfy glass palace for your bureaucrats rather than frontline services. Simply put, that money could have been invested in just about anything else, and it would have been money better spent. Minister, do you not agree that the money you've blown on MaRS should have been invested into improving our essential services?
Thank you. Minister of Economic Development,
Mr. Speaker,
and Infrastructure. Got to get it all out.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We struggle with this every time, don't we? The long name, Premier. We might have to shorten it eventually. Mr. Speaker, insults aside, I think it's very clear that what the member talks about is a loan, not a grant. A loan that is fully secured on a property that's worth more than what's been dedicated by the province. We've put forward over 700 documents, Mr. Speaker, that verify and confirm that. Now what we're looking for, Mr. Speaker, is advice from Michael Nabrega and Carol Stevenson on what's the best path forward on a project, Mr. Speaker, that had some challenges during the recession. And, Mr. Speaker, we're looking forward to that advice. I'm not sure why the member continues to try to use question period just to hurl insults at us. We should take a look at what we've done and what we're trying to do to ensure that this project moves forward on a positive way.
Supplementary.
Minister, I've heard your excuses for many months now, and nobody believes you, and especially your fairy tale happy ending, especially not a constituent of mine, Jim Buchanan. Jim Buchanan was told that even though he desperately needs a knee replacement, there's no money left at the hospital. The quota for knee replacements has been reached. Let me repeat that again. Well, a constituent of mine is told there is no money for a needed surgery. You and your government has blown millions on a glass palace for your bureaucrats. This sadly isn't a surprise anymore, just a disturbing reality and trend of your government's terrible mismanagement. Minister, do you not agree that the $400 million you've blown on MaRS should have been better spent providing essential access to surgeries like knee replacements for Jim Buchanan and many others?
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we all feel a very strong amount of support for the Minister of Health's work that he's doing to ensure that we continue to invest more and more in health care. And I think the minister would tell you, if I had referred the question to him, that wait times are down for knee replacements across this province as a result, Mr. Speaker, of the efforts we've made. But for the member, Mr. Speaker, to compare a totally repayable secured loan with somehow, Mr. Speaker, money that's been spent, either indicates that the member doesn't understand this issue after all the time we spent on it, or, Mr. Speaker, he's trying to make his constituent think something that's simply incorrect. Mr. Speaker, the fact is what we've invested in Phase 2 with MaRS is a loan that's fully repayable, fully secured. We will move forward on a positive basis on this issue, and the member ought to start working constructively with us on this instead of inaccurate things like.
New question.